Okay, in this video we're going to talk about how to add protecting groups to protect the alcohol functional group. So let's use this example to talk about what we mean by protecting functional groups. So let's say I wanted to make this Grignard reagent, so then I could react it with this ketone to form this final compound. The problem that I often run into when I have multiple functional groups is that we get unintended reactions. So if I try to react magnesium with this compound, it'll react with the alkyl halide to produce this Grignard reagent, but then this Grignard reagent is going to react with the alcohol that I started with. It's going to deprotonate the OH, thereby using up my Grignard reagent, and so I'm not going to be able to then go on and do this next step. However, if we can change the alcohol functional group into something else that won't react with the Grignard reagent, then we can do this reaction. And then hopefully at the end, we can take off whatever that protecting group was to give us back the alcohol. Right? So when we think about this protection of the alcohol, in this case, it's specific for a Grignard reagent, but I think we're going to see there are a lot of other examples of protecting groups that we can use throughout this semester and that we can use in organic synthesis. Right? So what I want to do is first add a protecting group to protect the alcohol, and here we're just putting a black blob. We'll talk about what the protecting group is later. Right? We can then, now that we've protected the alcohol, we can then go ahead and do the Grignard reagent, and then the third step is to deprotect, remove the protecting group that we added, and give us back the alcohol. So one common protecting group that we'd use with alcohols is this trimethylsilyl. In this case, we're forming an ether in place of the alcohol that we started with. Because this group is so bulky, oftentimes we'll abbreviate this as OTMS. And then the reaction step that we would use to actually add this protecting group is we'd use trimethylsilyl chloride, or TMSCl, along with a base. In this case, triethylamine is a very common base that we might use. And so then that converts it into our trimethylsilyl ether, or our protected alcohol. All right, so we can protect the alcohol, then run whatever reaction we want to do. In this section, we're going to be doing Grignard reactions, but then we want to get the alcohol back. And so the way we can deprotect our alcohol is, in this case, using acid or fluoride ions. And so a very common source of fluoride ions is this tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride, right? Tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride can then be used to convert our trimethylsilyl ether back into the alcohol. So we have three steps: protect the alcohol, then run whatever reaction we want to do, and then deprotect the alcohol in this case. Okay, we'll finish up this video with an example. And so in this video, we've been looking at how to protect alcohols to use them to make Grignard reagents. So with that in mind, and when I compare the reagents to the product, I think what I'm going to do is make this a Grignard reagent, and then I'll forget about the OH for now, right? What I want to do is react that Grignard reagent. I want to add, right, I'm going to get the phenyl group from my Grignard reagent, so then I'm going to want to react this with a ketone that has two ethyl groups on it. And so then the Grignard reagent will attack the alpha carbon, converting the ketone into an alcohol, and then I'll get the two R groups from the ketone, and then I'll get the phenyl group from what I'm going to make my Grignard reagent. Right, but as we've seen, I can't turn this into a Grignard reagent with this alcohol, and so I need to put on a protecting group. And so to do that, I'm going to react it with a trimethylsilyl chloride. And then the triethylamine. And so that'll put a protecting group on where the OH is. All right, and so now I can convert my reactant here into the Grignard reagent by reacting with magnesium metal. All right, so now I'm going to react this with the ketone, and then I also need to react it with water, but I need to do that in 2 separate steps. So the ketone I want to react it with has 2 ethyl groups. Convert the ketone into an alcohol. All right, and then the last step, I want to deprotect it, remove that protecting group. Tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride, and that'll give me my final product.